Hello guys, my name is Douglas Kanongo, and today, as part of management theory and practice, we are going to be looking at the different leadership styles. In the workplace, there are dozens of factors that can affect a leader's effectiveness. These include things like the size of the team, the scope of the project, and the expected delivery date for a result. Each leadership style has its place in a leader's toolkit, and no leadership style is better than the other. The wise leader knows how to flex or to change from one style to another as the situation demands. Leadership styles are on a continuum ranging from autocratic at one end to laissez-faire at the other end, with a variety of styles in between. A leadership style is a leader's method of providing direction, implementing plans, and motivating people within the organization so that they can achieve organizational goals and objectives. The leader's intellectual capacity helps to conceptualize solutions and to acquire knowledge to do the job. A leader's conceptual abilities apply agility, judgment, innovation, interpersonal tact, and domain knowledge. Now, when we talk of domain knowledge, this encompasses tactical and technical knowledge, as well as cultural and geopolitical awareness. Number 1, autocratic leadership style, also known as the do as I say. So, generally, an autocratic leader believes that he or she is the smartest person at the table and knows more than others. They make all the decisions with little input from members of the team. This command and control approach is a typical leadership style of the past, but it doesn't hold much water with today's talent. However, that's not to say that the style may not be appropriate in certain situations. A style of leadership in which the leader uses strong, directive, controlling actions to enforce rules, regulations, activities, and relationships in the work environment is known as autocratic leadership. The autocratic style is a leadership style in which an individual has total decision-making power and absolute control over his subordinates. For example, you can dip into an autocratic leadership style when crucial decisions need to be made on the spot and you have the most knowledge about the situation, or when you're dealing with an inexperienced and new team members, and there's no time to wait for team members to gain familiarity with their role. Characteristics of an autocratic leadership style include the following. They set goals individually. They engage primarily in one-way downward communication. They control the discussions of followers. They set policies and procedures unilaterally, and they dominate interaction. Autocratic leadership style is also characterized by how they personally direct the completion of tasks. They provide infrequent positive feedback. They reward obedience and they punish mistakes. They exhibit poor listening skills. They use conflict for personal gain. Number 2, the authoritative leadership style, also known as follow me, and not to be confused with the autocratic leadership style. The authoritative leadership style is also known as a visionary style. It is referred to as the mark of confident leaders who map the way and set expectations while engaging and energizing followers along the way. In a climate of uncertainty, these leaders lift the fog for the people. They help them see where the company is going and what's going to happen when they get there. Unlike autocratic leaders, authoritative leaders take the time to explain their thinking to employees. They don't just issue orders. Most of all, they allow people choice and latitude on how to achieve common goals. This allows employees to be creative when solving problems and completing tasks. The authoritarian leadership style is also used when team members need clear guidance. Number 3, the democratic or participative leadership style, also known as "What do you think?" Democratic leaders are more likely to ask, "What do you think?" They share information with employees about anything that affects their work responsibilities. They also seek employees' opinions before approving a final decision. There are numerous benefits to this participative leadership style. It can create trust and promote team spirit and cooperation from employees. It allows for creativity and helps employees to grow and develop. A democratic leadership style gets people to do what you want to be done, but in a way that they want to do it. The democratic leadership style is a style of leadership in which the leadership takes collaborative, responsive, interactive actions with followers concerning the work and the work environment. The boundaries of democratic participation tend to be circumscribed by the organization of the group needs and the instrumental value of people's attributes, such as their skills and attitudes. The democratic style of leadership encompasses the notion that everyone, by virtue of their human status, should play a part in the group's decisions. However, the democratic style of leadership still requires guidance and control by a specific leader. Research has found that this leadership style is one of the most effective and creates higher productivity, better contributions from group members, and increased group morale. Democratic leadership can lead to better ideas and more creative solutions to problems because members of the group are encouraged to share their thoughts and ideas. Democratic style of leadership, it does have some potential downsides, such as the following. A, in situations where roles are unclear or time is of the essence, democratic leadership can lead to communication failures and uncompleted projects. B, democratic leadership works best in situations where group members are skilled and eager to share their knowledge. It is also important to have plenty of time to allow people to contribute, develop a plan, and then vote on the best course of action. Characteristics of democratic leadership style include the following. It involves followers in setting goals. It engages in two-way open communication. It facilitates discussions with the followers. It solicits input regarding determination of policy and procedures, and it also focuses interaction. Democratic leadership style also allows individuals to provide suggestions and alternatives for the completion of tasks, as well as providing employees with frequent positive feedback and rewarding good work while using punishment only as a last resort. And it exhibits effective listening skills from leaders who practice it, and it allows for mediation of conflict for group gain. Number 4, the Laissez-Faire leadership style, also known as delegative. This Laissez-Faire leadership style is at the opposite end of the autocratic style. So if you understand the autocratic style, then the Laissez-Faire leadership style is basically just the opposite. Of all the leadership styles, this one involves the least amount of oversight. You could say that the autocratic style leader stands as a firm rock on issues, while the Laissez-Faire leader lets people swim with the current. On the surface, a Laissez-Faire leader may appear to trust people to know what to do, but taken to the extreme, an uninvolved leader may end up appearing aloof. While it's beneficial to give people opportunities to spread their wings, with a total lack of direction, people may unwittingly drift in the wrong direction, which is away from the critical goals of the organization. Laissez-Faire leadership style is a style of leadership in which the leader fails to accept the responsibilities of the position. It is worth noting that this can be a successful strategy if team members are competent, take responsibility, and prefer engaging in individual work. However, disagreements among the members may split and divide a group, leading to poor motivation, low morale, and low productivity. The Laissez-Faire leadership style can work if you are leading highly skilled, experienced employees who are self-starters and motivated. To be most effective with this style, you have to monitor team performance and provide regular feedback. Additional characteristics include the fact that it allows followers free rein to set their own goals. It engages in non-committal superficial communication. It avoids discussions with followers to set policies and procedures. It also avoids interaction, and it provides infrequent feedback of any kind, whether positive or negative. The Laissez-Faire leadership style provides suggestions and alternatives for the completion of tasks only when asked to do so by followers. These type of leaders also avoid offering rewards or punishments and may exhibit poor or ineffective listening skills. They tend to avoid any form of conflict. Number 5, transactional leadership. Transactional leadership style uses transactions between a leader and his or her followers. These can be in the form of rewards or punishment and other exchanges, so as to get the job done. The leader sets clear goals and team members know how they'll be rewarded for their compliance. This give and take leadership style is more concerned with following established routines and procedures in an efficient manner than making any transformational changes in an organization. A transactional leader is someone who is lesser focused on performance, similar to the pace setter. Under his leadership style, the manager established predetermined incentives, usually in the form of monetary reward for success and disciplinary action for failure. Unlike the pace setter leadership style, though, transactional leaders are also focused on mentorship, instruction, and training to achieve goals and enjoy the rewards. Now, while this type of a leader is great for organizations or teams tasked with hitting specific goals, such as sales and revenue, it's not the best leadership style for driving creativity. Example: a bank branch manager meets with each member of the team twice a week to discuss ways they can meet and exceed monthly company goals to get their bonuses. Each of the top 10 performers in the district receives a monetary reward. This is how transactional leadership works. So a transactional leader is negatively affected when the emotional level is high and is positively affected when the emotional level is low. Transactional leadership presents a form of strategic leadership that is important for the organization's development. Transactional leadership is essential for team innovativeness. Characteristics of transactional leadership style include the following. Transactional leaders offer extrinsic motivation as opposed to intrinsic motivation. They emphasize on practicality, resistance to change. They discourage independent thinking. They reward performance. They encourage constrained thinking. They are passive, directive, and there's a lot of emphasis on corporate structure and self-interest. Number 6, transformational leadership style. The transformational leadership style is similar to the coach style in that it focuses on clear communication, goal setting, and employee motivation. However, instead of placing the majority of energy into each employee's individual goals, the transformational leader is driven by a commitment to organizational objectives. Because these types of leaders spend much of their time on the big picture, this style of leading is best for teams that can handle many delegated tasks without constant supervision. For example, Raina is hired to lead a marketing department. The CEO asks her to set new goals and organize teams to reach those objectives. She spends the first 3 months in her new role getting to know the company and the marketing employees. She gains a strong understanding of current trends and organizational strengths, and after 3 months, she has set clear targets for each of the teams that report to her and asked individuals to set goals for themselves that align with those of the organization. Advocates of transformational leadership portray the transformational leader as a type of person not limited by the follower's perception. The main objective is to work to change or transform their followers' needs and redirect their thinking. Leaders who follow the transformational style of leading challenge and inspire their followers with a sense of purpose and excitement. Transformational leaders also create a vision of what they aspire to be and communicate this idea to others. In transformational leadership style, the leader inspires his or her followers with a vision and then encourages and empowers them to achieve it. The leader also serves as a role model for that vision. Charismatic leadership has a broad field of knowledge, has self-promoting personality, high-grade energy level, and are willing to take risks and use irregular strategies in order to stimulate their followers to think independently. They also encourage individualized consideration and intellectual stimulation. Number 7, contingency theory or contingency leadership style. The contingency theory of leadership focuses on how specific situations affect a leader's effectiveness and how a leader's ability to adapt can be their most important tool in the workplace. The contingency theory of leadership supposes that a leader's effectiveness is contingent on whether or not their leadership style suits a particular situation. According to this theory, an individual can be an effective leader in one circumstance and an ineffective leader in another one. To maximize your likelihood of being a productive leader, this theory posits that you should be able to examine each situation and decide if your leadership style is going to be effective or not. In most cases, this requires you to be self-aware, objective, and adaptable. Therefore, leaders must be willing to acknowledge the fact that their success depends partially on their circumstance in addition to their personal skills. In this example, John is not a chronically ineffective leader. He is a good leader who is facing an unexpected challenge. If John accepts the fact that he will need to adapt to his situation instead of trying to force his usual methods, he can still be a highly productive leader who encourages his team effectively. The contingency theory of leadership is impacted by a range of specific factors in the average workplace, including maturity level of the employees, relationships between co-workers, the workplace environment, the style of management, the typical work schedules, goals and objectives to be attained, standards of behavior, company policies, employees' work styles, and employees' morale. Other styles worth noting include the coaching style, the pace-setting style, and the affiliative style. Lewin's leadership styles consist of participative, authoritarian, and the delegative style. Thank you for watching the video.